Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Eloïse and today I am going to guide you through the Sun Salutation A. This is a beginner class and as promised, it is, if you've never done yoga before, this is for you. I am going to take all the time today to detail all the postures and hopefully give you some good adjustments and modifications if you've never done yoga and to help you understand the postures. I also like to start with the Sun Salutations. Why? Because once you know them, the flows that I'm going to teach later are going to seem easier because you're going to find some similarity between the Sun Salutations and some things that we're doing in the flow. Also, if you only know one thing, it is good to know the Sun Salutation. Why? Because if you don't have much time one day, but you still want to do yoga practice, it's very easy to just unroll your mat and jump on it and do 1, 2, 5, 10 Sun Salutations, whatever time you have, but you just take the time for the Sun Salutation and it's enough for your body to start moving. It's enough for the energy to start moving. It has lots of benefits. It's also help get rid of the toxins and it gives you great energy to start your day. Even if you do it in the middle of the day, it will be great. So let's start together and hopefully it will be helpful for you. We'll start at the top of the mat. We usually say that we start 1 foot away from the top of the mat. Tadasana is the first pose here. And in this pose, you want to be standing straight, feet together. You want the shoulders down. You want the chest open. And you want the tailbone tucked. Okay? The things you should not do when I say open the chest, you should not push your ribs forward. The ribs are still under. And also, why do I say tuck the tailbone? Because we don't want to see this. So let's try to find an alignment here. I like to talk about an imaginary line that goes from the sky through your head, at the top of your head, middle of your head, goes through your whole body at the middle of it, and then down to the floor. And you're standing with that imaginary line here. I'm going to show you that same posture facing you now. Because I said your feet should touch, okay, that's the posture, the pose with no modification. But for some reason, some people cannot be in this position and that's okay. It's not bad. It's just that, sometimes the shape of our bodies are different. And so we have modifications for that. And the first thing you want to do, if it's not comfortable for you, you can slightly open your feet. It can be just a little bit, or you can go as far as having 1 foot in between both of your feet. Never larger than your hips. Alright, so find your position here. You can take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up, look up, palms together. On the exhale, we're going to fold forward from the hips and keep the back straight. At the end of the exhale, we are all the way down, hands on the floor, and the head relaxes. Okay, so this is with no modifications, with the legs straight. But if you don't have the flexibility, you can bend the legs, but please fold forward always from the hips. So that means you keep your back straight. What we don't want to see, we don't want to see the back rounded. So keep the back straight. And same, at the end of the exhale, hands on the floor, head down. Inhale, look forward first, look forward, and then with the rest of your back, comes up as well, and you come into this half lift. You can bring your hands on your shins, and you have that line with your back. If you have the flexibility and want to keep the legs straight, that's okay too. So that's an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to bend the legs, bring the hands on the floor. One leg steps back, the other one steps back as well, and we are in a plank pose. We're going to take an inhale here. Exhale, we're going to do the modification. Knees on the floor, modification to go into chaturanga. So knees on the floor, and then bend the elbows, but keep the upper back straight. Goes all the way down on the floor, stomach on the floor. So that's for the modification of chaturanga. If you have the strength, you can do it without the knees, meaning you take a deep inhale here, and on the exhale, bend the elbows the same way and bring your whole body straight on the floor. Now, the mistake that we often make here is that we open the elbows to the side. Elbows go like this. You are going to hurt your wrists if you do that. So make sure every time you go into your chaturanga that your elbows are going to bend backwards and they are going to touch your upper back. Touch it. Touch it. Same with the legs bent. Same thing. We were here and then bend the elbows all the way against the upper back. Now, when we get on the stomach, we release the toes. The hands are about under the shoulders. And we're going to take an inhale. Push on the hands. Keep the elbows against the ribs here and shoulders down. The mistake here again can be to have the elbow open and the shoulders up touching the ears. Shoulders down, elbows against the ribs. Exhale, come back down. Tuck the toes, take a deep inhale, push yourself back up with the knees on the floor, push your buttocks against your heels and straighten the legs. Step a little bit forward, one foot after the other, to come into your down dog. So, here in your down dog, the down dog is a triangle shape. So what happens when we start doing yoga, we're not flexible enough and the heels come off of the floor, the back rounds, and the shoulders come in line with the wrists. If I'm here, I do not have a triangle shape anymore. So to keep the triangle shape, if I don't have the flexibility, I bend slightly my knees, but I keep pushing on my arms and my back towards my heels and my legs. So I have a line here from my wrist to my tailbone, okay? And I have a second line here between my ankle and my hips. Even if the legs are bent, there's this imaginary line. And with time and practice and patience, we will eventually be able to put the heels on the floor and to keep the triangle shape. Now, in the Sun Salutation, we usually have to take 5 breaths. So 1 inhale and 1 exhale counts for 1. That's 1 breath. We take 5 of them. Okay? Now, after we take 5 breaths, we bend the legs, inhale, look forward between the hands, and then one foot steps forward and the other one steps forward as well. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift again with the upper back, hands on the shins. Exhale, fall forward, hands on the floor, release the head. Inhale, look forward again, back straight first, and then the arms come up, look up, the legs are getting straight again, palms together, and exhale, bring your hands at heart center. So here is the Sun Salutation. So they are also, I forgot to tell you, there are also different styles in yoga, right? So it's okay to, if you have learned another style, maybe you've learned the Hatha style, which is very different. This one is usually Ashtanga style or Vinyasa style. But this is the Sun Salutation we're going to learn today, and we are learning today, and we are going to do it another time. Take the options that you need. I am going to show you for this one with no modifications, and also with the Chaturanga. Instead of the Cobra, I'm going to show you the upward facing dog. We have to be very careful when we start doing the upward facing dog, because it means that we have more strength in the arms, shoulders, in the cores, and in the back. If you want to do upward facing dog and you do it the wrong way, there is a lot of chance that you are going to hurt yourself, hurt your back, especially the back. This would be bad for the rest of your practice. So I like to usually say when you begin, start with the Cobra, start with that version that I just showed you. But now I'm going to show you the version with no modifications, and if you feel like you can do it, feel free to do it. You know yourself. Come back at the top of the mat, and inhale, arms up, look up, palms together. Exhale, fall forward from the hips. Keep your back straight. Bend your legs if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, back straight. Exhale, hands on the floor. Step one leg back and the other leg back. Plank pose. Inhale in your plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga. Put the knees on the floor if you need to. Here, with no modification, you stay in your Chaturanga, you don't put your stomach on the floor, and then you push up into upward facing dog. Okay, in upward dog, the difference with Cobra is that the pelvis is not on the floor anymore. The only things that are on the floor are my hands and the top of my feet. If you're here and you want to do an upward dog with your knees or thighs on the floor, and then your shoulders are up on your ears, this is not upward dog. This is a pose that doesn't exist in yoga, and you're also hurting yourself. So if you want to be in upward dog, make sure you have enough strength first. So upward dog, inhale, or Cobra, and exhale, push into downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Last breath, inhale, exhale. Next inhale, bend the legs, look forward, and step one leg after the other between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, straighten your back. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, look forward, straighten your back first, and then bring your arms and your hands, look up, palms together, and exhale, bring your hands back at heart center. So now that was the Sun Salutation with no modifications. I'm going to do it one last time with you, with all the modifications this time. Come back at the top of your mat. And inhale, arms up, look up, palms together. And exhale, bend the legs, fall forward from the hips so you keep your back straight. At the end of your exhale, your hands are on the floor, release the head and neck. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift, back straight, hands on the shins. Exhale, hands on the floor, step one leg back, the other leg back, plank pose. Inhale in your plank pose. Exhale, knees on the floor, go all the way down on your stomach, chaturanga. Release the toes. Inhale, cobra, elbows against the ribs, shoulders down, and exhale, down on your stomach again. Tuck the toes. Inhale, push on your arms. Exhale, push your hips and your buttocks towards your heels. Keep exhaling until you're up in your down dog. Adjust your feet if you need to and take 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Keep breathing, and I'm going to give you one more adjustment that I forgot to give you earlier. Your hands in your down dog. Here you have to make sure that all of your fingers are on the floor. What happens often is that we have the weight of the body only on the outside of the hand. You really want to make sure that the weight is really even on your hands, on both of your hands. The second thing here is the shoulders. You don't want to push and have the shoulders on your ears, and your ears here. So turn the shoulders outward and away from your ears. Now keep breathing with all of that in mind. And inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and step one leg after the other forward. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, back straight. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, start by looking forward, back straight. Then arms come up, straighten your legs. Bring your palms together and exhale. Bring your hands back at heart center. And that's it for today. You know now the Sun Salutation, Ashtanga style, Vinyasa style. You can work on them with all the modifications if you need to. If you have any question, please feel free to reach out. And if you want to know about me or what I do, you can visit my website. It's www.eloiseferli.com. It's also in the description of the video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.